Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we live. And last off season, I did the NFL Mount Rushmores, the four best players on each NFL team franchise history. We have since moved on to NFL Mount Rushmores by position. I've done quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers. Today is tight ends. So in this, I attempt to name the four best tight ends in NFL history. As a subjective list, let me know in the comments at the end who you would include. Definitely a challenging endeavor. I think there was two guys I definitely knew I wanted to include, probably three, and then there was a good four or five guys, so 7, 8 guys total probably who had a strong case to be on here, but I could only go with four. I named the players in alphabetical order by last name. They are not ranked, and I will name a bunch of honorable mentions at the end, guys who strongly could be considered. Let's start with the player who has many of the tight end records in NFL history. That is Tony Gonzalez, the 13th overall pick in the 1997 NFL Draft, inducted in the Hall of Fame in 2019. Gonzalez played 17 seasons in the NFL, first 12 with Kansas City, last 5 with the Falcons, totaling 1,325 receptions for 15,127 yards and 11 touchdowns in NFL history, not just tight ends, all players. He is third all time in receptions, sixth all time in receiving yards, and eighth all time in receiving touchdowns. Gonzalez made 14 Pro Bowls in his career, easily the most by a tight end, and is a six-time first team All-Pro. In 2004, he led the NFL with 102 receptions. Gonzalez had 4 seasons where he totaled over 1,000 yards, and an additional 5 where he had between 900 and 1,000 in his career. So many seasons where he was amongst the game's best tight ends. Even his last season at the age of 37, caught 83 passes. So he had 102 in 2004. He also had 4 different seasons with over 90, and then another 3 with over 80. 3 seasons with double-digit touchdowns. Tony Gonzalez, obvious choice for this tight end Mount Rushmore. Next, let's go with the recently retired Rob Gronkowski, retired after the 2021 season. Drafted in the second round, 42nd overall by the Patriots in 2010. He played a total of 11 seasons from 2010 to 2018 with the Patriots, then 2020 and 2021 with the Buccaneers. In his career, Gronkowski had 621 catches for 9,286 yards and 92 touchdowns in 2011. Gronkowski set the single season record for most touchdowns by a tight end with 17 that season. He also had a career high 1,327 receiving yards. That was one of 4 seasons where he totaled over 1,000 yards receiving. In 2014, he was named the Comeback Player of the Year. He also finished 5th in Offensive Player of the Year voting that season. Gronkowski was named to 5 Pro Bowls and is a 4-time first-team All-Pro, a member of 3 Super Bowls with the Patriots and 1 with the Buccaneers. He had 98 catches for 1,389 yards and 15 touchdowns in 22 career playoff games. Rob Gronkowski is the second member of the tight end Mount Rushmore. Next, let's go with an active player, and I had to include him fresh off his second Super Bowl win. That is Travis Kelce. Kelce was selected in the third round, 63rd overall in the 2013 NFL Draft. So, played all 10 of his seasons thus far with the Kansas City Chiefs. All in all, 814 catches, 10,344 yards, and 69 touchdowns. Amazing stats for 10 seasons. That includes a rookie season where he played in just 1 game and didn't have a catch. In each of his last 7 seasons, Kelce has caught at least 83 passes for at least 1,038 receiving yards. In 4 of his last 5 seasons, he's had at least 1,229 receiving yards. In 3 of his last 5 seasons, he's had over 100 catches, and the other two he had 97, and 92. 3 seasons he's had double-digit receiving touchdowns. He's been named to 8 Pro Bowls, so 8 straight seasons being named to the Pro Bowl. Remember when the San Francisco Giants every even year seemed to win the Super Bowl? Well, every even year, seemingly, Travis Kelce is being named a first-team All-Pro, as he's been named one in 2016, 2018, 2020, and 2022. 2020 was named fourth in Offensive Player of the Year voting. This past season, he was finished in sixth in 18 career playoff games. Kelce has 133 catches for 1,548 yards and 16 touchdowns. So, one of the most productive tight ends in NFL history, but he becomes even more productive in the postseason. As I mentioned, a 2-time Super Bowl winner with the Chiefs. Travis Kelce, still 33 years old, can improve on his career stats. The third member of the tight end Mount Rushmore. This is probably the fourth guy I included, and it was hard to decide who would get that fourth spot. I ended up going with Shannon Sharpe. Sharpe was selected in the 7th round, 192nd overall in the 1990 NFL Draft out of small Savannah State, and became a Hall of Fame tight end as he was inducted in 2011. So Sharpe played 14 seasons, 12 with the Broncos, 2 with the Ravens. For his career, had 815 catches for 10,060 yards and 62 receiving touchdowns. When Sharpe retired after the 2003 season, he had many of the tight end records, which have since been broken in a more passer-friendly era. But Sharpe was an awesome tight end, was named to 7 straight Pro Bowls from 1992 to 1998, and also 2001. Excuse me, Sharpe was a 4-time first-team All-Pro, including 3 straight seasons from 1996 to 1998. Sharpe won 3 Super Bowls, back-to-back seasons with the Broncos in 97-98. Both those seasons he was a first-team All-Pro, and 2000 with the Ravens. Had 62 catches for 814 yards in 18 career postseason games. Sharpe went over 1,000 yards receiving in 3 different seasons, and had another one where he had 995. 3 seasons with at least 80 receptions, and another 2 with at least 70, another 5 with at least 60. So it was a major part of Broncos and some, Ravens offenses for many years. In 1996, Sharpe finished 5th in Offensive Player of the Year voting, 4th member of the tight end Mount Rushmore, Shannon Sharpe. So again, in alphabetical order by last name, we have Tony Gonzalez, Rob Gronkowski, Travis Kelce, and Shannon Sharpe. Some tough omissions. The top 3 definitely toughest. Antonio Gates, who is the all-time leader for touchdowns by a tight end. John Mackey, historic player with the Baltimore Colts, and Kellen Winslow, who may not have had as high a peak, but his peak was just as good as anyone. But that's not all. Other honorable mentions include Mike Ditka, George Kittle, Dave Casper, Jimmy Graham, Ozzie Newsome, Jason Witten, and Charlie Sanders, just to name a few. So there you have it. That is my tight end Mount Rushmore. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments below. Tomorrow is going to be a challenging one. We're going to look at the offensive tackles. That, again, is not going to be easy, but stay tuned for that. Don't forget to subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend, and tell a friend, subscribe, like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.